Everybody, good morning. Hopefully, everything's working here, sound and video and all the things. Been a day or three since I've been sitting here, and feels like it's been 3 weeks. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Eric, Valerie, Kevin, Dan, Robert, Craig, Pat, Rob, Rex, Rob, Rex, Philip, Jan, Rosalind, Carlene, Amy, Alan, Francois, Laura, Indy. Glad to have all my people. Glad to see you. And need to pull this over just a hair. And if you want to be a chat with everybody, say hey, good morning. Click the subscribe button right down there in the corner, and be a subscriber on the channel. Andreas, Helen, I don't recognize your name, but welcome. No, I was traveling home last night, Helen. Tonight will be 30 minutes of awesome at 5 p.m. Eastern time. After the market closes at 1 p.m. So it's an oddball thing, I guess you might say today, but I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make it up to you. I'll get it in there, and yeah. So I need people to show up so we have a cool 30 minutes of awesome. I was traveling, couldn't do it yesterday, but I'll be back at it today. And I can't say today's gonna be a normal day with the early close. And well, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. All the things happening. I think we got 600 new members in this Apollo sale. And not only like we've only got a fraction of them in Discord, some of them in Telegram. I guess the company started a Telegram with my name, image, likeness. I'm like banned on Telegram. Like I can read only. Like so you may find me on Telegram, but I can't respond to anything if you message me. So it's like it kind of sucks. Like I I can't use it. Like it's I say it's banned. They're like limited is what Telegram calls it, but essentially banned. I can't do anything. I'm blacklisted. My phone number, my email addresses, everything is. I mean, I can't do anything. So anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome Henry. Welcome Deb. Welcome Maurizio, George, Joseph, Al, Tara, Gary. Welcome everybody. If this is your first time here, make sure you jump in the chat and let me know. And while you're at it, click the bell with the notifications so you get notified every time I go live. And all my windows, it seems like everything rearranged here. I'm trying to get everything back to the way I need it to be so I can talk intelligently with everybody. Apparently Discord jumped windows. There we go. Jump that over. And I have some stuff to show you, but I got to find it. It's kind of the SOFR rate, which maybe you know what SOFR is, maybe you don't know what SOFR is. We're going to talk about it here in just 1 second, and if I don't throw it on some other window, and let's see, hold on, I need to change. No, all right, I got that, and everything looks like it's rearranged. Can you step away from your main computer for a couple days? Here we go. SOFR rates, and where did my screen go? There we are. There we are. All right. So this is the secured overnight financing rate. Rate? Rat. It says rat up there. So there you go. This is back in 2020. We had a little problem back in 2020, remember? And we've been through a kind of chill period, and now we're getting some spikes. Anybody remember what happened back here? Anybody remember this? This one right here? Anybody remember? It wasn't too good. Now, end of the year, we usually do see some housekeeping. You can see this one ramped up to near flat at the end of the year. This one was flat at the end of the year, and this one ramped down at the end of the year. But there's some housekeeping items, and banks don't participate in SOFR right there. But right now, we're seeing SOFR participation picking up. This is not a good sign for banks, all right? Like if this continues building like we saw in the past, it's another warning sign, all right? This is not like which nail is the final nail, right? As they say, which nail is the final nail in the coffin? And yeah, so yeah, be careful. I mean, I say 600. I don't have an exact count. I just, it seemed about that many. I think I saw 400 at least, and that was Yeah, it was at least 400 people and probably 600 by now. It's been a popular thing. So this new Apollo, I've been showing it off, teasing it a little bit here. And before we get into that, though, let's pop over here. Do our normal. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation here, intended to be informational, educational, fun, and entertaining, is not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instruments. All right. If you desire personal financial advice, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor. Now, a few words about that. Don't trade stocks. Don't trade options. Don't trade futures, forex, cryptos, treasuries, bonds. Don't trade them. All right. Think about it. Every trade, winner, loser, buyer, seller. You got to be on the right side. All right. You got to have something that's high probability. And I don't buy stuff from gurus. Don't buy stuff from people like me, even unless you trust me. I want to welcome the people that bought Apollo and you're here for the first time and you've never known I even do this, but I jump into the markets every single morning, go through things that are moving, the popping, the dropping, and things that might matter. That might matter for our long-term financial health here. I mean, look right here. Zero hedge, not necessarily everything on here is great news, but some articles are interesting in here. And the financial system plumbing is starting to show signs of stress right here. We're seeing a little pop here in June, and this is where I got the SOFR chart right here. And things are concerning when you start looking at all these numbers on the reserves that banks have and what the government's doing with those reserves and the tapering and how they're going to have to taper slower or, the government's been paying out like $400 billion to banks for them to not lend money to you and me. Isn't that ridiculous? And usage of this is one of the keys right here. Usage of the Fed's reverse repo facility is down to $220 billion. That's a big drop from what it was. It was way up there, and it keeps dropping off. So we were at like the $2 trillion mark, and now we're down to $220 billion. There's banks are not lending the government money overnight, and you could say, well, it's the tapering and whatever. Yeah, I'm concerned. Now let's jump into the calendar real quickly. Real quickly. Need to refresh it. I hadn't even been here. No, we have an early close today in the U.S. markets, and there's some ISM services going to hit at 10 o'clock right here. 10 o'clock PMI. You wonder why the market moves at 10 o'clock? Well, maybe those numbers hit and the bots react. All right. Now, how do they react? I don't know. We also get at 2 p.m. This might be a little sparky. This could cause a little sparky action here. Right here. FOMC minutes. Dun, 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 dun. So watch out at 2 p.m. We could see some sparky action. Although the market's closed, right? Market's closed. Yeah, maybe we don't see sparky action. Now, I didn't look at when the futures close. Maybe they close at 1 p.m. too. And then that's a smooth move. That can cause some volatility on Friday when we open up, right? If it does some unexpected stuff. Now, tomorrow, all day closed. U.S. bank holiday. Happy birthday, America. Right? And then Friday, we're back at it right here. We've got 8:30 in the morning before the market opens. Average hourly earnings, non-farm employment, unemployment rates, all the things coming out right there. The normal jobs report that we get, non-farm payrolls, whatever. And market mover, maybe not. Maybe the excuse is we're reacting to the FOMC minutes that came out today on Friday. Maybe. It's plausible, right? Plausible. It's not unreasonable, I guess you might say. And there you go. Did JT love being in Florida? Not really. I love what happened. We did the Apollo algorithm, which is basically an algorithmatized core of what Echo Trades is. It was more popular than Echo Trades. Of course, I have more followers now too, so I'm actually, not just the new kid on the block anymore. So, it was a lot of work. We did like a 6-hour webinar on Monday. We started at like noon and ended. It was over 6 hours. It was like 6:30 p.m. by the time we finally wrapped it up. I mean, that was a lot of work. A lot of work. Yeah, and I was joking with some of the people in there, in the background. They're, oh, big sale like that, you probably, if you consider all the time you put into building this thing, man, maybe made like $3 an hour on your time. That's yeah. Unfortunately, I put just a tremendous amount of time into building this thing right here, and I don't even have it. Oh, that's the Echo Trades one. Ha, teaser for something coming in the future. And right here, I was traveling. I left the office at like 2 o'clock or 2. I don't know. It was either 2 or 3, and a whole bunch of these were firing off. Heard alerts while I was driving, and to the airport. The office in Florida is like some crazy almost hour drive over to the airport. Anyway, yeah. So here's the Apollo breakout list. So far, the market's going to open here in 3 minutes, and let's go look at what's going on, what's shaking, what's cooking. Now, this is interesting. We broke up strongly, kind of back tested. This is a pattern I like right here. Actually, let's just remove some fibs. Let's zoom it up a little bit. Look what we did. Like after this weakness, I didn't really look at the market very much at all. Yesterday, yesterday, the second. My days are all blurred together at this point. We were talking about this right in here when I was live. I probably didn't go back to the ES chart, but right here, this was the overnight action. We were all below it, down here, and then we broke up strongly, came up, came back, retested that roadmap line, and then took off. Well, that's pretty strong. That's bullish price action right there. And well, what did we do at that point? Well, this is where it gets a little less awesome. All right. We can even see this on the SPX chart. We don't even have to use the futures. Look at this right here. Look what we did. This is concerning to me. See that high right there? See that low right there? See this candle right here? Does it stick above here? Nope. Does it stick below here? Nope. That's concerning. All right. That was an inside day. Inside the range of this day, right back here, Friday, last week. Dun, 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 dun. Indecision. Even though it was the highest close we've ever seen on SPY and QQQ and, SPX here, I don't know. This is signs that we might be topping out. Tops are a process, all right? They're not an event. Like bottoms are usually an event. It's usually a big flush out. We make a big tail and we go higher. This, even right here in April, we kind of did that final flush and then it was off to the races. Even back here, come back, we kind of did that final flush in October and off to the races. And we go back over here, final, like that was a pop down and go, right? These ones back here, like look at that big strong up off the low right there. And there we go, hitting some alerts here first. Let's see, pull that over. Let's go. Let's look at a few of these as they come in. Oh, target there on ASML. Oh, wow, this is gonna be a bunch. GSM. Dun, 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 dun. Target there. TSM. Beautiful. TD. They just keep coming. Just keep coming. TD. That one hit. Cha-ching. GS. That one hit. Cha-ching. Schwab. That one hit. EWC. That one hit. Daggum. That's pretty nice. Pretty stinking nice. I have to say that's pretty amazing. So EWC was an in and out right there. So just to address this, if it triggers at the close on the day before, the entry is the next day. But if that candle is already at the target, it'll close it out immediately. So it shows it to the win, but the gain is nothing because it closes it immediately after it gets in. That's just the smart algorithm. It doesn't have that ability to, the trigger was yesterday and it takes action, but it takes action to hit the target all in one. So it creates the order off the close. And yeah, anyway, I'll work on fixing that if I possibly can, filtering out a condition like that. But look at that, 42 trades this week so far. 18 are open, 20 wins, 83.3% so far this week, and that's including all the things that just went off right there. We got Schwab right there. There was a Schwab new entry in there somewhere. Let's go check that out really quickly. Oh, EWA. Did I hit the target too? Oh, that was a buy entry. I thought it was a target right there. Schwab was a new entry right there. Nice, nice, nice. EWA. Hey. Hey. I know Nate had never even heard of that. He was all over it with the win rate right there. Let's see. Where was that trade? Gonna have to. Let's just Control F. EWA. Can I even find it? Nope. Apparently we can't search for a ticker. It's right here somewhere. Was it darker one? Maybe. Oh, I'm on the Echo Trades one. Duh. That's why we can't find it. There we are, right there. From the 27th. Right there. That was a 94%er. And maintain the win rate. Ciao, right there. Pretty sweet. Nice. All right. So if you got any, you know what? If you've never seen this, you're like, what the heck is he even talking about, this Apollo algorithm thing, right? Maybe you don't know. I'm going to be live again today with my man Steven, my former, I don't know what you call him. They called him an associate publisher, like brand leader, I guess you might say. He got kind of a promotion thing into a copywriter position. I think it's going to be really strong for him because that's what he started out doing. And he's got a super knack for words and compelling offers and stuff like that. But anyway, you can come see me and Steven discuss this thing at 11 a.m. today, Eastern. I'm going to throw the link in the chat right there. Right there. If you want to come see this thing again, right there. I'd love to have you after we wrap up here. And but that doesn't make us any money today, right? Well, it could make you money today, but let's actually talk about some charts and stuff. So we got to switch to the daily time frame. This is SW. This is S5FI. Stocks above the 50-day moving average on the S&P. Is there an Indy 5 or in 5FI? Or was it Indy 5? I can't remember. There is a NASDAQ version, and it's on the red list. Cool. I didn't want to edit the red list. I wanted to go to the red list. It's down here somewhere. Right there it is. Indy FI. Indy FI. There we go. So there is a NASDAQ, and it's actually going up right here. I wanted to bring this up and talk about it. This is actually climbing higher. We actually did make a bottom. Look at this. We actually did hit the bottom. So this one is likely to go hit the top. So big tech could, in fact, get a rally. Now, this is important, I feel like, right here, because look at the S&P. This is on a downtrend. We haven't hit the bottom yet. We didn't hit it over here. And we're still likely to come down and hit the bottom. So this puts the market at a precarious position where NASDAQ is only 100 stocks. And that's funny because it says 63.72% of the NASDAQ 100 stocks. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. And look at that. NEM, one of my favorites. A couple people are worried about that one yesterday. Look at that. Beautiful. GDX. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, this thing just keeps. I don't know. Like it's getting amazingly lucky. This is almost scary how many wins it's printing out all of a sudden. Wow. Wow. Yeah, now we're up to 84% win rate this week. Jiminy Christmas. That's what I built this thing to do. Pump these babies out. So, if you want to get a piece of this, get in on the action right there, and yeah, stay with me for life. Cool, PD. Yeah, this is only gonna get better. Like I have a whole new like once we get through this launch, once I can settle back down a little bit and put my head back down, I got a whole new another set of upgrades. I discussed it with my in-person VIP group, my Term Rate Trading Lab group back in, gosh, that was almost a month ago now. Holy cow! Back in June, I discussed some of my ideas, and I think you're going to be really, if it works, like my idea. Awesome job, Mrs. T. Awesome job. I love it, love it, love it right there. Awesome job. And I'm going to throw that over, let the company, let some of the people know really quickly on that one. All right. Awesome. Anyway, I'm all over the place today. I've been traveling. I was up till like 1 o'clock last night, just getting the show, getting my thumbnail, getting everybody authorized, getting all the permissions set up. And then my stomach, like I was up at like 4 a.m. Like you travel, you eat weird food, you not normal JT, not normal the boss food. And, it tore my stomach up. I was up at like 4 a.m. and then I made a thank you video for my crew. My crew, as in the whole company. I made a thank you video this morning, first thing, and edited that up and put it in we have Slack. It's very similar to Discord, and I'm just all over the place today. So sorry. I'll be back to normal in a couple days. Maybe tomorrow, the day off, will get me all back to normal. Anyway. All right, moving on. No, I never even heard of Click. Don't really. I'm not one for using other people's stuff. I'll just tell you that right now. If you've been around for a minute, you can ask some of my Term Rate Trading Lab people in the chat. Like they'll tell you, I don't really trust other people's stuff at all. I'm very, very skeptical. Oh, Nikki, thank you so much. Holy cow. Thank you. That means the world to me right there. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Nikki. All right. I've been super stressed. For those of you that don't know, I have a touch of, I don't really talk about this at all. I have a touch of ASD, and my son is a lot more than I am. And traveling puts me out of my comfort zone and out of my routine, and it really messes with me a lot. And just bear with me. We're gonna get back on schedule. Take me a couple days to get back, and well, I'm just glad that everything's going okay today. the Apollo is still running. Everything's looking pretty good. So let's talk about what's been moving and shaking. And here we go. ASML right here. Nice. We're just sitting at the resistance though. Watch out for a retrace. Now, the fact it did this move right here. Look at this. Like let's grab the new fib. As I've gotten the Apollo going here, there's another one on Ulta. Right here. Why the purple line? I've added the purple line recently. And for a long time, basically since before I was a guru, I always have talked about the fact that these fib lines, I love fib lines, but they tend to be zones. Oh my gosh, Marty, thank you so much too. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Right there. They tend to be fuzzy zones, and putting a number to it, I said, okay, plus or minus 10%, right? Plus or minus 10% that's a reasonable zone, right? I think, that's the zone I think, plus or minus 10% on all these. It tends to be the 618 kind of has that zone. Everything has kind of a 10% plus or minus. You think about the algorithms, they front run each other, all the stuff. So yeah, we can all draw 1272. Sometimes it comes up short. As Goose likes to say, it truncates. And this zone, and I built Apollo to be conservative. So I went with the 90% of the way to the 1272 with the Apollo, just to kind of give you why this weird fib that doesn't make any sense, 1.1448, It's not. It's take the 1272 multiply by 0.9, and you get 1.1448 right there. Now this becomes the target for Apollo, and the target for the minimum target for pretty much every measured bounce. Not measured bounce. Market roadmap bounce. Market roadmap bounce. I'll get back to normal. Market roadmap bounce. All right. So right there, market roadmap bounce. That's the target at this point. 90% of the way there. The actual target is the 1272, but sometimes we truncate. So this one still has some juice left in it. Now this retrace right here could project it right up into that target. 1086, 111.12, and if we are super lucky on ASML, maybe 1182. Now, did I take it? No, we didn't actually hit the roadmap line down here, and that's a requirement of mine to get into these. So, if you're involved, there's your targets. If you're not, I'd wait. No FOMO. Okay, there's always more opportunities. Like we just saw. Gosh, I have to pull up my alerts and see what just fired. I was, what was it? Ulta, I think it was. Change this and Ulta, ULTA. Let's see what that one's cooking. And what was that? Oh, that was an echo trade. It worked. Look at that. Out for a target. Let's see that one. When did that one get in? Right there. This is experimental right here. You're seeing something that's not even real yet. I mean, if you're in echo trades, you see this, but it's still highly, highly experimental. You can't get access to this page right here. And that one fired off yesterday and got out, hit the target today. Nice. Really nice. So there are more things coming for Apollo. So, all right. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. So 76% on Goldman Sachs. Nice, Laura. Nice. There's another one. Look at that. These are just rocking and rolling today. Holy jeez, man. Wow. I love this. I built this algorithm for me. All my Termite Trading Lab people, you watched me do it for myself. I was like, maybe I'll share this tool. And then I was like, nah, maybe I'm never going to share this tool. And then we turned it into something that everybody can get access to. It's that powerful. And it just freaking keeps working. And it's probably going to keep working over and over and over and over. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, look at this. We're not even a month into the database here. We've had this thing running for, in various iterations since April sometime when I first turned it on. And it was the most basic of alerts that didn't even tell you any details, like no targets, no stops, just told you the setup was there. And now we've got all this information right there. 109 trades just since June 6th. And you probably can't even see all of it behind my face there. If I jump to the other side, there we go. 109 trades logged in the database, 27 open, 59 are winners, 22 losers. That's a 71%. It's going to pull those statistics up. I've got a daily chart thing, a daily time frame I'm working on right now. It's a lot bigger too. So these, man, scattered, smothered, and covered. That's what I feel like today. Bunch of Waffle House hash browns. All right. The second one, STZ. That's a choppy sideways right there. I wouldn't feel too great about that. Now it hasn't fired off the entry, even though it looks like it would have. There's some criteria to it that I don't share. Imagine that. Yeah, the 278 if it's going to run higher, but this has been pretty significant resistance, so I'm not sure I would expect a breakout on STZ. DLYU. Well, shoot, man. That looks like a straight up dumpster fire. Did it have a reverse split? Did it? It did! This is a dumpster fire. Look at that. Oh, dumpster fire right there. So if you're new, when you see a chart that's doing this right here, and we get a reverse split, this is a dumpster fire, all right? Do not trade this. It's probably going back down here near zero at some point. Like you can be like, oh well, I love this stock. Cool. Be careful. All right. It's a veritable dumpster fire for a reason. All right. They lose tons of money. They've lost tons of money. They used to make some money, but it's not been looking good for a little while here. And obviously they kind of went through another rough patch here. I don't know. Could they turn it around? Maybe. How many times do you see it happen? Not very often. That one would scare the whiz out of me. And as long as we're below this, it certainly is no bueno, as I say. Not good. No good. What's the other one? Niche Keats. Yeah, there's one for you to look up, Svenborn. All right. Dell. So this, I'll just be honest. This looks like, I got too many windows open at this point. This looks like this. Right there. Right? We had the euphoria, the optimism, AI is going to save the world and replace everybody's jobs and blah, blah, blah. Now we're in this, like, we're just going to have to cool off on AI before we get the next run. And watch out for that right there. You see it right here, right? You see this consolidation right there? Yeah, another one? Are you kidding me right now? That's another target. Let's go back to Dell. Another winner. That's crazy. So this went up. You can be like, well, I don't know. Like JT, that could just be consolidating. Yeah. So here's your tell at this point. See these lows right here? Those lows. This is not that difficult. Like once you hang out with me a few times, those lows right there, once we get below that, probably coming down. And roadmap line will be support. Could bounce there and go higher. But if we get below it, coming on down. Back down here, probably. Back to a gap fill. Right in there. All right. And here's my favorite to talk about. Look, it's starting to do that too. We were talking about it yesterday with the head and shoulders. Right here, this consolidation. And then watch out for this right in here. All right. Be careful. Awesome job, PD. Love it, man. Awesome. This stuff, like, so it's not a fluke. Like, I'm not sitting there picking trades. Like, I used the Echo Trade system in 2020 to turn $250,000 of my family's money into 1.4 million during COVID. But back then it was a manual process. Like, I had to look for the opportunities, and I kind of biased it towards stuff that was going to go down because people couldn't come. So I was like honed in on a sector. So I had like my selection of stocks, and I was kind of watching them for those entries. Now, as I became a guru, at the beginning, I had lots of time, right? Like doing this takes a tremendous amount of time. Actually, I didn't understand how much time it takes. And, just to tell the story, this is what the company doesn't want me to do, is tell a story like this. When I became a guru, like I didn't have respect for what a guru meant. All right. I never ran a community. I didn't have thousands of followers. I didn't have a YouTube show. I didn't put effort into doing this. I didn't have people that creep on you and figure out where you live and drive by and send you weird messages. I mean, I didn't have all this stuff. I didn't know. And then I became a guru. People got mad at me. This is how I got banned on Telegram, because people were mad. I'm sorry. I didn't know how to be a guru. That's not something I was born with. And I've been learning, and I learn every day more and more about it. And but what it takes is time to do this. So I can't spend the time breaking down every chart individually. And this, Nate harped on me for a long time. He's like, we told that story on, I don't know which presentation it was, the second one, I guess. Nate was really, saying this is how I was born, because I didn't have enough time anymore to, another freaking winner. Look at that. Another one. I'm not making this up. Like these are just hitting like crazy. So I didn't have enough time to go look for these. And for a long time, he's like, can we just automate it? I didn't know how. It took me about 3 years of messing around in TradingView to figure out how to actually automate this stuff so that, and look at the power of what's happening here once I did automate it. And this is going to be an engine. Like I built an engine that's going to power a lot of stuff. Like this is not just 30-minute alerts. This is not just Echo Trade alerts, which Echo Trades are coming, like the upgrade for that. This is the first iteration, and then I have future upgrades planned. All right. When they launched Echo Trades, they wanted me to pretend like I wasn't. I don't like to say I'm a smart guy, but I have this knack for figuring out stuff. All right. I'm an engineer. I'm a tinkerer. I'm a maker. I like to make things. I make tools. I think problems out. I'm a problem solver. Sometimes to Kimberly's dismay, I'm a problem solver. She's like, sometimes I just want to tell you something, not have you solve the problem. So the problem was I couldn't get enough trades to really do what to help people in the way I wanted to. And so I built this cool tool. Termite Trading Labs was a big part of helping me kind of refine it and make it cooler. And it's right, Indy. It's why y'all. I'm unlike any other guru. I think if you hang out here for a little while, unlike any other guru. I'm just sitting here talking to you too. Like I think my sleep score was 50 last night. I think 3 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep. Where'd it go? Yeah, 4 hours of sleep. So I'm a little bit delirious. It's gonna take me a few days to recover from this trip. So FSLR, just keep rolling through the list here, right? Coming up quick on the roadmap line. Now, if you want the roadmap line, it's like $5. It's like super. If you want to put it on your own chart, $5. If you don't want to spend $5 for it, I got it for free in a YouTube video. Just look at the back catalog. I give you the code. I tell you how it works. I use it every day. It's the 144 and 169 EMA. If you're that swoofed and can do it yourself, there you go. That's what it is. And if you're not that swoofed, I have for $5, I'll make an easy button. You can put it right on TradingView, which is what this is, and you can chart it yourself. Or you can just now the hard thing is going and searching all these charts and finding the setups. Now, and believe me, I know because I've spent a lot of time doing just that. And this thing automates the searching. And look at that chunk of wins right there. Holy beep. Holy crap. I don't know if Termite Trading Lab people, have we seen a win rate like that, or a streak of wins like this that we've got right now? Just talk about luck. The market god's smiling on me right now. SBIT, short Bitcoin. That's a popper today, even though it was drop. Oh, golly, man. I think I skipped looking at Bitcoin. Oh, come on. Failed to break out. Thought that might happen. No, Apollo only works for bullish trades because it's hard to buy shares bearish, right? Come on. The easiest thing to do is to buy shares. Shorting shares is a whole different. You gotta have approval and a special broker sometimes, and not every stock is liquid. There's caveats to shorting. So I designed it around trading shares in the most basic form, and you can use it to trade options, but it doesn't. The pattern works for bearish, but right now the algorithm doesn't look for bearish trades because the last 100 years of the stock market, it's been 8% a year. Why do you want to bet against that at this point? Now, because of the large selection of stuff in there, there's some inverse stuff in there and all sorts of stuff. It's always going to find trades, always going to find bullish trades, even in a down market. I think SPXS is in there, a leverage short. I can't even remember everything in there. AGQ, and the beauty of it, I can change what's in there in a few minutes. I can add stuff, I can take stuff away, and rerun all the statistics. And I built it myself. I didn't rely on any coder. So AGQ Ultra Silver. Look at this. Interesting. We usually talk about silver during 30 Minutes of Awesome, which usually was last night, but it wasn't because I was traveling. And let's go take a look. Missed the one. Oh, baby. Well, there's why all the gold stuff's hidden. Look at that. Breakouts. Probably going to 35. Now, I get lucky occasionally on these calls. If you're brand new, you know, these calls, these predictions of the market. I get lucky sometimes. Now, my luck could run out, right? Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. So my luck could run out. But I've been looking for this 35 for a little while. And if we get 35, it's not a stretch that we might see 40 area, 39.40 right up here. Not a big stretch. Could go even massively higher. That's a nice breakout potential right there. I'd love to see it rally. Let's GC1. I think I skipped all the normal. Oh, look at that. You know, the bummer here is that Gold Rush, the trigger for Gold Rush will be while the market's closed today. There's no way I can take that trade. I just can't in good faith take it. I mean, you can choose to take it, but this looks like we're going right up here. Potentially. If we can stick it, watch for the rally. All right. CNSP. Well, there's another dumpster fire. 50 for, look at this garbage. Holy. Don't trade it. Like, there's a reason I call it a dumpster fire. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Look at that thing. Don't trade that stuff. There's 3x leveraged gold. You wanna take advantage of gold, break it out. Here you go. This thing can, like, it's the pattern. I mean, this is that high, that low. It's not gonna trigger till right up here. Right up in here, and there's the target right there. And then a possible extension target, 59. See, this target, the reason I don't even talk about this target most of the time, the probability of here, like 70, 75%, 77%, 70, I think it's right at 70% right there for the 1272. This is only like 35, 40% right up here. So it drops off drastically from here to here. And there you go. Oh, decliners. Stuff that was down this morning. Well, MSTR. Oh my gosh, look how close it is to the roadmap line. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Now, caution. If we hold this box right here, you know what that is. Anybody, you see what that is? For those of you who've taken the fib class, you see what that is, right? You know what that is. It would be even better if it was like, if we didn't have this gap right here. It would be even better. But that is a potential measured bounce setup. That could potentially lead to this right here. Yeah, that's right, Indy. Measured bounce. And we could do that fast. It could be right over here, like this. I could do that right there. So we're looking at 2250 right there. Not too shabby. And why do I look at decliners? Because there's stuff like this that shows up in the decliners. All right, so these wild setups. This could be telling us what Bitcoin's about to do. Right there. SLB, 10 o'clock. Next round of potential entries. There's a new entry, SLB. If you wonder how to draw it manually, that high, that low, kicked off right there. Target 4786-ish. Right there. I don't know what the actual alert says, but let's go look. Win, Tilray, bunch of alerts. And Mike, the alert bot may have shut down. I don't know. I didn't get a bunch of alerts yet. So, yeah, there come the rest. Win. That was I don't know if I like that one. Be careful taking that. That's a downtrend. Like these, it can find some occasionally that meet the criteria, but that doesn't look great, right? That's not getting extensions on these bounces. So I would be very cautious on that one. Right there, jumping into that. I don't care what the win rate might be. And it turns out it's a little lower probability. I would definitely be careful on that one. And what was the other one? Tilray. That one's a low price thing. And there's 4 things that don't always follow the patterns: low price stuff, China stuff, leverage stuff, and biotech pharma. Luckily, not much. I haven't seen any biotech pharma on here today that I picked up on. Coin. Really want to see this one come back down. This one's not doing like. This is interesting. MSTR and coin, a little bit different pathways. EETH dropping out a little bit. Where's it? How are we doing on Ethereum? Oh my gosh. Come on. Oh my, come on. Come on, just do it. 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 Oop, forgot the arrow. Oh, do it. Do it. Do it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Do it. You know you want to. I'm gonna buy if it touches that and holds and turns. NVDX. That may be. I mean, look, that's the that's that bubble pattern. Up. Consolidation. Drop. Right there. Right there. Watch out. That's a leveraged, 2x leveraged long on NVIDIA. Be freaking careful chasing that stuff. NVO. That one's going to take a breather. It occasionally takes some breathers on this. Look at this rally. Like, if you think AI has been the play, this has been, like, if you had been in this, you would have actually absolutely crushed NVIDIA's gains right here. This thing's been a monster. This one and LLY. GLP-1 drugs changing the game. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, these are probably going to retrace. Probably. SPB. Right down to the roadmap line. That's like another potential setup here. I would have liked to. I'd like to see it actually hit right there to actually set up the real deal entry. So a little bit lower than it is now. Entry trigger will be up here around 91.55 and target up around 98. BitX. Oh, if you believe Bitcoin's going to rally. Oh, there it goes. There goes all my alerts. If you believe Bitcoin's going to rally, this is the place to accumulate. Maybe we might get a little more dip. I had an arrow right down here, kind of expecting it a little lower. What did TTD do? Oh my gosh. Go, baby, go. That was another alert on that. Breaking through that resistance zone, we could get an extension. It could be a big extension too. This works on all time frames, so even this weekly time frame, we could be looking at. So when you jump up to the weekly, it bounced off of here, triggered here. We could be looking at a rally to 122, 131. Now, how long could that take? It could take us well out into next year, possibly into 26 to do that. 40 plus weeks, 40, 45 weeks. Maybe even longer. So, yeah, it took one right back there. Didn't take this one. It's interesting. Didn't do a monthly bounce. Doesn't have enough months to have a monthly bounce. So, USD, ultra semiconductors. Leverage stuff. Watch for the drop. Right there would be the thing. Right back there. Connell. That one's bouncing. Like, so this one, Here's support right here. This is downside target. This is resistance. As long as we're in between, question mark. Reddit made the decliners list after that big pop. This is basically the pattern. I would expect it to rally on up here, 85. Meet resistance, and then turn down like this. Arc B. Turn off the tool. Arc B. Just doing what Bitcoin's doing. And BitU, another ultra Bitcoin, might flush down a little lower. A little lower low right there. I drew all crooked, sorry. There we go, nice and straight line. Might drop below that, get a bottom, and then take off. If Ethereum does the flush out, that may be what we see. Now, bias for the day. And remember, 5 p.m., I'll be live again. If anything I said was beneficial, helpful, if you like the Apollo trades going off during the live, let me know in the chat, or give me a thumbs up, or leave a comment if you're watching this later when I'm no longer live. And bias for the day is cautious. Now, we might push an all-time high into the July 4th weekend here. We are closing at 1 p.m. today. Be careful. I will be live at 5 after the market's been long closed. And I'll see you guys later today. Remember, 11 o'clock, going live right there. Here's the link one more time. Well, I thought it was here's the link. Let me copy it one more time. If you want to come see what the Apollo algorithm's all about, come see us live at 11 o'clock. Me and Steven going to talk about it right here. Here's the link. Have a great day, everybody. Links in the description, too, if you can't find it on the chat. Have a great day.